For decades, Israel and Iran waged a shadow war, spies, sabotage, and proxy battles, but never direct confrontation. Iran's leaders threatened Israel, while Israel viewed Iran's nuclear ambitions as an existential threat. Iran built a network of proxies, Hezbollah, in Lebanon, Hamas, in Gaza, arming them to encircle Israel in a ring of fire. Israel responded with covert attacks on Iran's nuclear program, and targeted Iranian operatives. This uneasy balance shifted after the Hamas attacks on October 7, 2023. Israel, led by Prime Minister Netanyahu, adopted a far more aggressive strategy, targeting not just proxies but Iran itself. The old rules of the shadow war broke down, and the risk of open conflict soared. For years, a direct war seemed unthinkable, but by late 2023, Israel believed deterrence had failed. The stage was set for a new, more dangerous chapter in their rivalry. The conflict was no longer just about influence, it was about survival. The shadow war was ending, and a direct confrontation was now a real possibility. In June 2025, the shadow war erupted into open conflict. Israel, with U.S. support, launched massive airstrikes on Iran's nuclear sites and oil infrastructure. Iran retaliated with missile barrages, some breaching Israel's defenses and striking Haifa's oil refinery. Iran even targeted a major U.S. airbase in Qatar, escalating the conflict regionally. The war lasted just 12 days, but caused immense destruction. Over 1,000 Iranians killed, major infrastructure damaged, and Israel shaken by direct hits. The U.S. depleted a quarter of its advanced missile interceptors in less than 2 weeks. The June war shattered old assumptions. Both sides proved willing to risk all-out war. Israel's strikes set back Iran's nuclear program, but Iran's response showed its reach and resolve. The region was left on edge, with the threat of a wider war looming. The shadow war was over. The danger was now out in the open. Even after the June war, conflict simmered on Israel's northern border with Lebanon. Iran's main proxy, Hezbollah, remained a constant threat, armed with thousands of rockets. Israel launched near-daily strikes in southern Lebanon to weaken Hezbollah and disrupt Iran's ring of fire. Each attack risked sparking a larger war as the border became a volatile front line. In December 2025, Israel killed a senior Iranian Quds Force operative in Lebanon, signaling a willingness to target Iranians directly. On the same day, Israel arrested a citizen accused of spying for Iran, showing the conflict's reach inside its own borders. For Israel, fighting Iran's proxies and Iran itself had become one and the same. The battlefield now stretched from Lebanon's skies to Israel's streets. The struggle was no longer just about containment, it was about dismantling Iran's influence. The Israel-Iran conflict has rattled the entire Middle East, especially the Arab Gulf states. Countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, long reliant on U.S. protection, now question American guarantees after Iran's missile strikes and Israeli attacks in the region. Fearing spillover, Gulf states are diversifying alliances, strengthening ties with regional powers like Turkey and Egypt, and cautiously keeping channels open with Iran. The old certainties are gone. The Gulf states are hedging their bets, balancing ties with the West and the reality of living next to Iran. For Israel, this shift as double-edged shared fear of Iran has brought new partnerships, but these alliances may not hold in a major war. The region is in flux, with old alliances tested and new ones forming under the shadow of conflict. Everyone is holding their breath, hoping to avoid being dragged into a wider war. The political map of the Middle East is being redrawn in real time. The stakes have never been higher. Iran now walks a tightrope, projecting strength while seeking diplomatic breathing room. Publicly, Iran insists its missile program is defensive and non-negotiable, warning Israel and the U.S. not to attack. Privately, Iranian officials hint at openness to a new nuclear deal, but only on their terms. The June strikes damaged Iran's nuclear program and economy, increasing pressure on its leaders. Iran has reduced cooperation with international inspectors, fueling Israeli fears of a secret nuclear push. Iran's strategy is a mix of tough rhetoric and cautious diplomacy. deterring attacks while buying time to rebuild. The world is left guessing. Is Iran serious about talks or just stalling for time? For Israel, the uncertainty is intolerable. The risk of a nuclear-armed Iran remains the central fear. The next move could decide peace or war. As 2025 ends, Israel sees Iran as its most immediate and dangerous threat. The conflict is now direct, missiles have struck Israeli cities, and the risk of escalation is ever present. Israel faces a multi-front war, fighting proxies in Lebanon and Syria, guarding against Iranian missiles, and countering espionage at home. Both sides are rearming and preparing for what comes next. Israel is replenishing missile defenses and targeting Iran's proxies. Iran is hardening its nuclear sites and expanding its arsenal. The rivalry has entered its most volatile phase. The shadow war is over. The battlefield is now in the open. The future is uncertain, either a tense standoff or the prelude to a much larger conflict. For the world, the Israel-Iran conflict is now impossible to ignore.